The Turner Murder by T.T. Mann. The beach was uninhabited, desolate, pearlescent gold. The sea was silent, shimmering, flat blue. The sunset was a hot, red crystal. Breaking the gaze, it was just possible to see a couple silhouetted on the beach, stumbling towards a sandy cluster of rocks. The woman was tall, upright, and although young and energetic, she was reining in, holding back. As if by feigning tiredness, she might avoid some kind of imbalance between them which might spark another foul attack from his filthy mouth. Picking a suitably flattish rock, she settled him on a blanket facing seaward. She hoped this would please him. They sat for a moment, their faces upturned to the sky as if drenching themselves in the last falling rays of red sun. His inner storm calmed. He was almost peaceful. But he was still in a bad mood. The woman gently rummaged in her bag and pulled out a flask. It was tea. It was a special kind of tea, especially mixed, made by hand. It had that certain secret ingredient, the one that had made her shake with excited anticipation as she opened the vial, smelled it, and dribbled it into the pot. Expensive, but worth every penny. It combined easily with the lemon and ginger. As she stirred and turned it over, swishing the liquid almost out of the pot in over-energetic actions, she remembered all his abusive outbursts. There was no adjective big enough to describe the terror of those storms, those outbursts, explosions, except perhaps catastrophic. Theirs was not a happy home. She remembered the pain and the degradation, the violence. The time she would find him drunk asleep halfway up the stairs. He had thrown himself down the stairs to prevent her going out, and being completely relaxed and off his head, hadn't hurt himself, but simply fell asleep. Time after time she was late for work, or couldn't go in at all because of another drama he'd played. Tea? From the flask? Lemon and ginger? Your favourite? Why bring it down here? I brought it for you. You've never had it on the beach. No, I've never had it on the beach. I've never had it anywhere for years. Not that you care, he went on. You were never any good at it anyway, like stuffing mashed potato. My friends all pity me. They tolerate you because you're my wife, but they don't like you. Gold-digging bitch, they think. Goosebumps seared along her slim, agile frame. She recognised the familiar sting. Not just at the abuse, no. She was used to that. And not just at the years she'd already squandered trying to fix the damage he'd caused. No. It was at the thought of the long, mandatory years ahead, caring for a man who, to all intents and purposes, despised and hated her. She was captive in prison, surrounded by a sea of solitude. She looked out onto a horizon of empty destruction and emotional poverty. She longed for his storms to stop. Then her storm, that had been swelling all these years, rose up, filling her heart. She struggled to push it down, hold it down. Those wasted years. Won't you have some? No, I hate the stuff. You can throw it down the rock for all I care. Oh dear, this was not the plan. He was supposed to love it, drink the entire flask even. Not ideal. Oh dear. But maybe she'd been saved from herself. After all, she wasn't a murderer. She was nice, a grown-up. She should find a different way out. Could she change the dynamic? How long had she been drowning in the tide of public devotion for him? And the press. He had the power over the press. They adored the stories he fed them. Her own family even believed the illusion of their happy fairy tale marriage. If she could just get one person to believe her, and then with help, it might start the process of it all coming out. But then she would have to deal with the fallout, wouldn't she? The chaos, the press hiding in the bushes, following her family, hounding for a comment. That takes some strength and endurance. He used to be so kind. I will. And by the way, since we're on a beach, I'm taking Lucy to see her grandfather in Spain. You can stay and work, but Lucy and I will have a lovely time seeing the sights and meeting her grandfather for the first time. You can't do that. Yes, I can. Just a minute. He's never shown any interest in me or our family since he ran away the day after our wedding. We've spent years trying to find him, track him down, asking his work where he is and anyone who knows him. And now you're suddenly taking Lucy to see him? How come you know where my father is and I don't? He's always kept in touch with me, in secret. I've always known where he was, but we agreed to keep it quiet. He couldn't face it any longer, so he left. Ran away? You never told me or my mother when she was going out of her head worrying. He went away to get away from you all, and he did, with my blessing. You can't take Lucy. She's too young to go alone with an elderly father. Yes, I can and I will. It's all arranged, so shut your mouth. Face it, you're a frigid loser. But there'll be nobody there to take care of her. Yes, there will. Linda is there. Not that Linda. Mum's friend? Yes, she's lovely. A real keeper. Then the sickener hit. The betrayal. The double betrayal of father and husband. The deceit. Making a deal behind everyone's back. Bile swelled up into her throat. She wanted to faint, but her daughter needed protection. Well, he could do what the hell he liked with her, but not with Lucy. Not with her beautiful baby girl, her world, her sanity, and her only reason to get up in the morning. A tsunami of anger overwhelmed her and nearly hijacked her completely. She wanted to let it out, but she knew better than that. She could do this. She could end the storms that hurt and twisted her. She could go through with it. I took a lot of trouble with your tea. I made it specially nice. It's more Scotch than lemon and ginger, really. I put quite a fair slug into it. I hope it wasn't from my vintage bottle. He threw it down his throat like a stiff whiskey. She topped it up. Again, it didn't touch the sides. And again. You've made it too lemony or something. It's rather strong. You never get anything right. I suppose you forgot the sugar. I need to walk. She helped him to his feet, hunched and stumbling over himself. He leant drowsy against her taut body. The falling sun barely lighting a strip of earth. Oh dear, darling, I've just remembered. I need to get some cream for dinner. The shop will close soon.
We've only just got here. I'm not coming. I want to walk.
That's okay. See you later.
I'm going to the pub after, where my true friends are. Don't wait up.
She clambers up the sandy slope and onto the coastal path out of sight. Alone on the beach, he eventually finds the black sea defence boulders and, faltering upwards, begins owning them. He has a new role to prepare involving conquering his fear of the sea. He never gets on boats and can't imagine what Turner was thinking of when he roped himself to the mast of the ship he was going to paint. However, a spell on top of the sea defence rocks, with the swirling sea beneath, would be an ample dose of fear to start with, and quite an impressively brave first gesture to the director of a very tricky play. He knew how to prepare properly, unlike some of his peers who were long past it. They would never dare face a storm. The new play would elevate him to even bigger stardom. He would be happy. Bigger fan base, no more than he deserves. A great legacy for Lucy. The black boulders dampen his feet and he finds himself curiously relaxed up there, feeling like he belongs, close to the stars that he will one day join, up there, in the sky, in perpetuity. The ensanguined sky is bleeding out. It's getting dark. She had slept well that night. Descending the stairs of her attic room, she traversed the bungalow hallway, passing his room silently as she went, not wishing to disturb his sleep. She never wished to disturb his sleep. Lucy was at Grandma's. She fills the kettle and places the tea bag in the cup. From now on, she's going to make the tea that she really wants. No more lemon and bloody ginger. When she hears the doorbell, she tidies her hair and moves quickly to the door.
It's the police.
Yes?
Can we come in, please, Mrs. Turner?
They politely push through the door, exactly like the police do on TV. Interesting and quite exhilarating, she thought. I wonder who takes the lead from whom, TV police from real police or vice versa. It could have been Lewis and Morse. They have a grave aura about them. Must be great fun to play the police. He'd never done a police role. It would have been beneath his talent and not funny enough. No handmade jokes and quips allowed. No freewheeling improv. He turned them all down. Is it important? Shall I go and fetch my husband? He was late home from the pub last night and I think he's still asleep.
It's a bit more than important, I'm afraid, Mrs. T.
Well, I'll go and fetch him then.
You can go, but we don't think you'll fetch him.
What do you mean?
Will you be seated, Mrs. Turner, please?
She perches on the bar stool.
You might be more comfortable in the lounge.
She glides towards the lounge and offers them the sofa.
There was a body found on the beach in the early hours of this morning.
I'm afraid we think it may well be your husband.
Well, it is actually your husband.
I'm very sorry. We know how tough this is going to be for you, as the wife of a well-loved local celebrity, and such a happy marriage. Please accept our condolences. Everything stopped. The atmosphere sank down and down, as if a blanket had fallen out of the sky and extinguished it. Nothing. A stop in time. Then,
were you the last person to see your husband alive, Mrs. Turner?
A dryness seeped into her mouth from every corner.
She heard her husband say,
Face it, you're a frigid loser.
He went for a walk on his own, and then he said he was going to the pub afterwards. How did he die?
I'm afraid he drowned. We found his body on the sea defence boulders, foot stuck in a gap. The tide came in, and that was it, I'm afraid. Then,
Lightness, weightless floating, momentary joy, success, freedom and flight, storm over, peace and calm at last.
The Turner murder was recorded at Seaview Studio, Folkestone. Special effects licensed by Pond 5. Music credits are Angel by J. William, Conjuration by J. William, Dark Ambient by In Peace, Lust by Pipe Choir.